Hey guys!
Hey.
So last week in our last episode, we talked about science. And we talked about the Science Shepherd, Apologia, Generations, which are all Christian content, and then Common Sense, which is neutral.
Yeah.
And you all gave us some great feedback. And I just want to say we really appreciate that.
Yes.
Keep that up, because you're giving us some direction of what you were wanting to see.
What do you want to know?
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, and what people said was, we'd like to see some secular science.
Yeah.
So here we are, and we are going to deliver some secular science. Now, I do want to just go over something here for your, if you have our catalog, and if you don't, please get it.
It's free.
It's
So good.
great. So much good content. But right inside the catalog, we explain our icons. And so each program is going to say if it's Christian, neutral or secular.
Now, why not just Christian and secular?
Yeah.
Because we have labeled neutral, which avoids religious or theoretical topics, presents
Easy for you to say.
multiple viewpoints without preference.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives you the opportunity to insert your viewpoints. Then we have secular, which we define as it containing contrary to common Christian beliefs. For example, evolution.
Yeah.
So talking
So-
science, that's a big deal.
Right. So that is something, and that's how our definitions are laid out for Rainbow Resource Center. So you could, if you wanted a secular content, you could go secular, but also keep in mind you could go neutral. And
Yeah.
it doesn't have Christian content, and you could, but if you want standards-based, you want state aligned, you want next gen, then you're looking more at a secular option.
Yeah.
So,
And the idea that we've always done here is to offer something for every homeschool family.
Right. That's what we want to do.
So,
yes,
Meet
for
the needs
example,
that are out there.
and we have 6 things that we're going to try to go through
We have
here.
a lot.
We do.
We have a lot, but I'm excited.
Nancy's
It's
gonna
all
open
really
it.
good stuff. Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got a couple I'm pretty excited about talking about. Now, both of these are a little outside the box as far as not just your traditional, your student has a textbook and you're just reading the chapter and doing some questions. So the 2 that I have are the Sassafras Science Adventure. Have you guys ever seen these before? Of course you have, but I'm wondering
I
if
mean,
our-
we have. And we took these both to conventions this year, too.
and
Yeah.
people
That one, too.
love these. If you are of a Charlotte Mason mindset and you really enjoy the living book approach and really getting into science, your kids getting drawn into science and them imagining adventures, it's a great one for that. And there's lots of hands-on fun stuff. Now, this one here is a classical science series, and so with this one we have kind of 2 levels that have parallel topics. So we have the same topics for both the logic and the grammar stage. I should have brought them, but I
Can
accidentally
you
picked up
explain
the
for the viewers, because I'm not a
Yeah.
classical mom
Yeah.
myself growing up, what do
What's
those
the
terms mean?
difference? Yeah. Okay. So for those that are, if you're interested in classical, you've probably learned a little bit about this, but it is the trivium is basically you're following the trivium, and the trivium is it's a Latin word that means 3 paths. And so the younger kids are in the grammar stage, and they are learning the basics, the kind of the grammar of every language, of every subject.
So not grammar like subject verb.
No, and that's confusing, isn't it? Because people hear that and think like, oh, they're just doing, why are you doing grammar when the kids are young but not when they're older? No, the grammar stage really refers to just that stage when you're boiling everything down to the basic foundational knowledge.
Memorizing, those kinds of things.
Lots of memorization, yes. And lots of songs, lots of memory work. And then the logic stage, of course, is just what it sounds like. Kids are doing more critical thinking. They're digging in. They're doing a lot of piecing things together and understanding how all of that knowledge now fits together, how the puzzle pieces fit together, and why it's important.
And what's
So-
after logic?
And then it's rhetoric.
Okay.
So that's for
Big
the high
kids.
school kids, and that's when they're learning to speak well, and they're learning to write well, and they're really honing in on those skills.
Synthesizing.
Yeah, taking everything that you've learned. So, okay, let's
Who do you
start
want
with
first?
this one. I want to talk about Sassafras first.
Which
This
book?
is, again, very Charlotte Mason. I'm going to kind of run through our icons because I think that's really helpful for people to know. So with the Sassafras, it is neutral. So there's nothing in here that a faith-based family might find, offensive or that would probably be contrary to their beliefs. It is approach-wise very Charlotte Mason. So we have this living book approach, and this book, Amber, here is an adventure text. And so you start your lessons by reading a chapter in the adventure text. And so
That sounds fun, actually.
It's really fun. There's 2 twins named Blaine and Tracy, and you follow them on adventures all around the globe.
So a storyline.
yeah, a storyline.
I could see kids getting really into that.
Oh, I think they love it.
Yeah.
And so next thing you know, you're in Africa and you're looking for elephants and lions or whatever.
Ooh.
Oh, fun.
So they get drawn into it, and everywhere that the twins go, they meet local experts who teach them about the ways of the culture and how science works there in that climate or that.
How interesting.
It's really cool.
That almost doesn't sound sciencey.
I
It
know.
sounds like cultural and adventure-y and interesting.
Right. Well, so both of these texts are put out by the same publisher. It's Elemental Science. And so some people will say, and we'll talk about this as we get along, but like, how should I decide which one to do? So this one being more Charlotte Mason, we have that living book approach. There's also some narration and some dictation, which we know is a big piece of the Charlotte Mason. There's a lot of sketching and drawing, which is important too for the Charlotte Mason lovers. But it's wonderful. It's very multisensory. So after reading in this book, we are going to then go to what's called the SciDat book, and that stands for scientific data. This is where each child would need their own, and they're going to record their learning in this book. So if they're learning about the elephants and the tigers or whatever it is, they're going to do some research. They're going to record some of what they've learned in that text. There's maps in here. They would maybe draw where the location is that they're talking about. And Amber, that book there, let's open that one up too. This is the guide. This is the activity guide, and this is really, I love this because this has so much flexibility built into it.
Did you say that was a teacher guide?
It is really more for the teacher. Yeah,
Okay.
because what you're doing is you're looking here and you're saying, let's look at this chapter. Okay, chapter 1, here's the summary of what we're kind of going to be talking about. These are the supplies we're going to be needing. We have an option of a 2-day or a 5-day schedule.
That's so handy.
It's so handy. If you want to do 2 days and you've got a busy week, great, just do a little bit more, and it kind of guides you as to how much.
You could go back and forth. You could do 2 days
You
one week
could.
and 5 days the next.
Sure, you could.
Whatever works.
Yeah, whatever works. for your
That
schedule.
family way, that's your life
Very
component
flexible,
for the
and
L.
that's why
Yeah.
a lot of people love this because of the flexibility that's built in. You might, Amber, let's flip that page. You might decide, hey, I really like the elephant print activity. We're gonna, see what does an elephant's prints look like in this week, or we're gonna do something with clay, or we're going to, I can't remember what all is in this
Very
week.
engaging.
Very engaging. You pick and choose what you want, and it's really that simple. So the heart of this program is always read, do, and write. So you read from your main text, the adventure text.
Okay.
You write in your SciDat journal right here, so you're recording what you've learned, and then you are doing activities that will just kind of expand that learning further and help you to just kind of get more involved and excited about what you're doing.
Now, are these full year programs?
Good question. These are not. They are a semester, and there are 8 different topics. So the nice thing with this one is you've got kind of 2 topics per year because they each last a semester. So you might choose to do zoology and botany, or you might choose
What are
chemistry.
some of the other topics?
Yeah, so the topics for this one are zoology, anatomy, botany, earth science, geology, astronomy, and chemistry. So lots
That's a lot
to choose
pick from.
Yeah.
And you can do them in any order?
You can. There is sort of an overarching theme, so a lot of people like to go in order, starting at the
Sequential.
beginning, but you
Okay.
don't have to. It
Yeah,
works
this
fine
is
to do
volume
it.
1. So
That's zoology. Yeah. So 8
fun.
books with that one. Now let's move on to this classical science. So this is going to appeal more to those that have done classical learning. And because it follows that trivium, in the grammar stage, for example, we are doing a lot of memorization. We're memorizing poems that have to do with that science. We're memorizing just little sayings and facts and things like that. So, and it's going to go through in here kind of, this is inside, you're peeking inside the grammar stage teacher
the
guide.
teacher guide.
So it's showing you all the sheets available. Here's the student materials. There's always notebooking pages. In
So
the
these
student book.
sheets are what's in there?
They are.
Oh, that's
yes. So you would
easy.
want one per student. It's so
Okay.
simple to use. With this one, you have 2 books that you need to have, the teacher book, the student book. But the difference with this one is that although that one has additional resources that are
The Sassafras.
optional, this one they're required. So your spine in this one is the science encyclopedias. So you're going to need a Kingfisher Science Encyclopedia or a DK Science Encyclopedia. They give you different options.
Or if you're comfortable looking on YouTube, that's
sure.
up to you.
You could do that. But the goal of this one is to use the science encyclopedias as your spine, and then to come and do the activities just like that one, and to do the recorded learning the same way. So they're very similar in their approach, and yet they integrate aspects of the Charlotte Mason and the classical. The logic stage work is going to have more critical thinking, more questions that really cause the kids to engage. My little stickies might have fallen out of this, but this one's got some, let's look at that one. Here they're sketching, they're learning about astronomy and they're sketching different types of rockets. They're doing some vocabulary and memory work that have to do with rockets and astronomy. There's a writing assignment. There's going to be a lot more writing assignments the older that the kids get to.
That's
So you'll
reasonable expectation.
see that with
Yeah.
the logic stage and not so much with the grammar stage. There's a timeline that they keep in here, and that's very classical as well. So we're always putting things on a timeline and seeing how they fit together.
So student guides are consumable. Teacher guides point you into what you're doing.
Yes.
How often do you do this one?
So
It's
the same
flexible?
thing, option
Okay.
of 2 or 5 days a week. They are very similar in that way.
Nice.
This one you're gonna stay on one science discipline for the whole year. So if you choose biology, you're gonna be studying biology. You're gonna go deeper with it, and you're gonna do it for the whole year. So that's another big difference. There's 36 weeks of lesson plans. It's lightly scripted. It's really a good option. I think it's something that
And
a
there's
lot of our
activities.
families will like.
Yeah.
Lots of great activities. They are fun.
So
They
these are
really
both
fun.
neutral options.
They are neutral. Nothing in there that a family would find, offensive to their faith.
Well,
most
and
likely.
On the website, we identify this one as elemental science.
Yes.
Even though that's the same publisher. This is
They're
going
the
to be
same publisher.
Sassafras. This is going to be
Yeah.
elemental.
Right. Yep.
Don't
So-
get crisscrossed.
Yeah, so really the big difference is that the Sassafras uses the living book novel approach. This one is using encyclopedias as your spine. And then really you're dedicating a full year to that one topic, and with this one you're doing 2 topics a year. But those are the main differences besides some
How
of those small
fun.
things. Yeah, they're great. I
I
love
like
them.
that there's a little overlap with the Charlotte Mason and the classical.
really
It's
is,
kind of
yeah.
neat to see it in that particular
And you find that in
context.
real life because a lot of families that do Charlotte Mason are like, "Oh, we like classical too," and the classical families are like, "Yeah, we really like the Charlotte Mason."
Right.
So I think that there's probably a lot of families that even go back and forth between the two, is my guess.
Interesting.
That they like, oh, let's do this, and next year we're gonna do something a little more engaging and try the living text, and then next year we'll go back to the classical. So, yeah.
And the Sassafras, remind me, grade level.
Yes.
What does that go
So
from?
Sassafras can go anywhere. I believe we have it from 1st through 6th grade.
Okay.
Now, you could totally just read this text for fun and get so
Yeah.
much science out of it.
Yeah.
But to make it a really full curriculum, you would want the supplemental support
The
materials.
teacher and the log back.
But it's
log
great.
back.
Like if you have a 7th or 8th grader, it's awesome. Have them read it. They're going to love it.
Yeah.
You just probably wouldn't want to use it as a full curriculum in
It's
8th
not
grade.
going to be babyish for a big kid to read.
No, it's really fun.
Do you think
I mean,
you could combine ages with that one?
I think you could. In
Okay.
fact, that's one of the highlights with it.
Right,
I
yeah.
forgot to say that, so thank you, Amber. But I do love that with the Sassafras. So if you've got a 1st, a 2nd, a 5th grader, it's perfect for that. Combine them
Okay.
all together.
Nice.
Multi-level learning is one of the key aspects of Charlotte Mason learning. With this one, you can combine a little bit, but because you have the distinction between the grammar stage and the logic stage, you wouldn't want to combine grammar stage kids in the logic. Now, you can be on the same topic so that they're doing that same topic. So maybe biology is the thread that year and everybody's on biology, but your younger kids are going to have, of course, different activities than the older kids.
Okay.
But you can still have good discussion and,
There's a
talk
lot of
about it.
flex to this
A
approach.
lot of flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
More.
this one, Discover Science, came to Rainbow a year or so ago now. And so when you get Discover Science, it does go from 1st grade through 8th grade. They've added, and 8th grade is General Science 1 and 2. So 7th grade is 1, 8th grade is 2. When you get to Discover Science, you're getting a bundle.
Yeah.
So you're getting 2 student books, A, B, and then you're getting an instructor guide and an assessment
Want me to hold
guide.
some of these?
Sure.
Okay. So I'll hold B, and you can
Okay.
have, or we'll see. Let's start with the instructor guide. How about
Okay,
that?
yeah.
So this is a neutral program. It is
Right.
traditional parent involvement. The instructor guide is nice. So Nancy, I'm going to have you, on plants there. We're going to look at that.
Okay.
So there are 71 to 78 lessons in each grade level.
Okay.
And so this is going to be more leveled as far as the science.
leveled, yeah.
And each lesson is going to take 2 to 3 days, depending on how you want to structure your day.
Okay.
And so if you decide to do a whole lesson in a day, then you're only doing it a couple times a week.
Right.
So it's just really up to you that way. So you will get a total of 150 lessons if you took 2 to 3 days per lesson. So this is a whole lesson spread out. You have your lesson objective, support for your students. What I like about Discover is that it gives learning style options. So you have an auditory learner.
So nice.
And it says, hey,
Yeah.
so this student might enjoy this. A visual learner would enjoy this type of presentation, a kinesthetic learner.
So you can tailor it to them.
Yeah, isn't that
what
neat?
works best. I love that.
And then there's experiments in there. So we've got the celery experiment going on. I will say that the Discover Science, it's going to have experiments, but they're going to be on the manageable side, which means not super intensive, Mom.
You don't need a kit.
Not gonna be running around getting tons
You have
of
some
stuff.
things at home, and that's really nice. And then you've got your answers right there for the student book.
Okay.
So you have the answer key. Then that yellow tab there, Nancy,
Yep.
at the end of the chapter is the assessment.
Okay.
Now, also a unique feature of Discover is that this assessment also can be found in here. So you basically have two because they're not reproducible. So, and then you have the answers, and then the next page gives the parent the option of doing a different type of assessment. So this is more of a
nice.
hands-on assessment option. They're going to draw a cartoon about plants.
So a different
and
way to show that
demonstrate
they
it.
know the
Right.
material, but they're
Checking
not,
for
They
understanding.
may
Sitting
not
and
be able
taking
to
a
spit
test.
out the information, but they know it. They can draw it or whatever. And then the rubric
wonderful.
for grading that.
I love that because I feel
Isn't
like
that
we
neat?
have a lot of those out-of-the-box learners these days. And a lot
Yeah.
of kids
Yeah.
with learning issues that maybe can sit there and show you or draw on paper what they know, but it might be hard for them to take a written test. you
Right,
know?
yeah. So then if you look in the student book, so we've got A and B, and this is the A book. And I have marked there the same chapter 5 for the plants. And in each chapter, you're going to have 4 parts: the lesson overview, explore, direct instruction, and then show what you know. So in the lesson overview, students are going to learn the objective. So we have,
It's colorful too. I like that.
yeah, let me pull it over here, Sarah. Okay, so we're gonna learn about plants. I don't know if this is the best view here, so we've got plants here, and then you're just gonna go through and it's gonna talk, kind of open with something fun. And then you're going to get to explore and
It's cute.
It's colorful.
so nice.
show what you know,
So
do
this
some
is consumable.
demonstrations.
Yeah.
Yes.
The assessment book is consumable.
Right.
So even though we don't have the option of just buying additional workbooks, by and large, the bundle is consumable.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be the lesson. And then
Yeah.
if you come, I want to just show you an example of, there's not online components necessarily, but what they'll do is they'll say online connection.
Like additional fun
Right,
content.
it says
yeah.
research birds that do not use their wings. I'm reading upside down, that's
Wow.
fun. And so please do that with parental involvement, of course,
Sure.
because you just never know what you might come across. But so it's not that it's included with the program, but
There's
they
not
give
links.
you
There's just
ideas
topics
of
to
what
explore.
to look up.
Okay.
Yes. So
That's
this
nice
is
to
first through 6th grade, this style, and then we have general science 1 and 2 for 7th and 8th grade.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. I'm
Any
gonna give
questions
that
about
back to you.
that one? You think?
Well,
Think of?
you know what's interesting? So I'm on social media a lot,
Okay.
looking at what
Yes.
homeschoolers are asking about.
You're the one who lets us know what's going on
I do.
out there in the world.
We're trending on TikTok right now. There is a general consensus among homeschool parents. You either love science or you're, I think, intimidated would be the right word.
see that, yeah.
It just feels like daunting. It's hard. You're not that interested
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
When you have something that's giving you enough direction, it feels like, okay,
Yeah.
that's not so hard. 2 days a
Right.
week, okay, not so hard.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Flexing, this flex, I think is
Flex.
going to appeal to those parents. Now, for a parent who is like really sciencey, you might find some of these on the light side, but you
Yeah.
kind of like that, like you're a classical person, so maybe you just want to deepen some of these exploratory areas. So.
Yeah.
You've got another one.
do.
Now, this one's officially secular. Why is that?
This one is secular, so it does contain content that would say, talk about evolution and things like that. It is our most traditional style that is secular. So it's going to be more classroomy feel. This is a perfect option for those who need that next gen standards or state standards, or hey, you're tech savvy. Because it has an online component that really makes this program pretty neat.
There's so much
many.
to offer on there.
There
Yeah.
is. I really enjoyed it. I was looking around on it yesterday and the day before quite a bit and scoping it out. So this is going to come in your package. You'll get a package
And
similar.
what's this series called?
It is the Elevate. Thank you.
Elevate.
Yeah. Elevate Science from Savas.
Savas used to be Pearson.
Okay.
Pearson was acquired by Savas.
Okay.
So,
And then the platform
Same.
is the
Savas Realize.
Savas Realize,
Yeah.
which is a better platform.
It was a little clunky when we first started, and it was COVID
Let's just
and
be honest.
crazy. It was clunky. It's so much smoother, you
Yes.
guys. Yeah.
So you'll get this with your book, and it is your instructions for how to get on your online access. Now, this is where sometimes we make mistakes, is we don't do the full, Sarah's going to explain,
It's a
how do you
three-tier
do
thing.
it right?
Yeah, it's not that it's hard. The tricky part is it's a 3-tier sign-in, right? So there's an admin and a teacher, and then a student. You are the admin and the teacher. That's you.
Yeah.
That's not a trick question.
And
You're not trying
homeschoolers
to.
aren't used to thinking that way.
No,
You know,
Yeah.
so
you don't have to put the local school
Right.
district or anything. You are the admin, you are the teacher, and then you put in your students. So let's
Right.
say you've got kids in different grade levels.
Yeah.
You've got one admin,
Yeah.
one teacher, and then your students are going to show up like a menu
Right.
of this child's
I
in
liked
grade
that
1,
too.
this child's in grade
Right.
2.
You
just click on
really
that
easy
grade.
to
Nice.
navigate.
Yeah.
And then you can add to it. You can go into it as the teacher, and you can say, hey, I want them to see this and that.
you can assign them things.
You can.
Okay.
So I did not find, I'll be honest with you, a great lesson layout, but it's kind of designed like this is the 3rd grade, and it's designed
wanna show that?
to have
Sure.
7. We've got 7 topics for the book right at the
Okay.
beginning. And so basically, if you took a month with each topic and it lays it out like there is a lesson 1, 2, 3, or 4, and then like a review and assessment. So if you took about a month, you could give or take. But then the students have the book. And what I'd like to point on this page here is that it gives you the links to, there's a video, there's
It prompts you.
to look
Yeah.
at your online resource. So you
Nice.
do need to be comfortable with the
Yeah,
computer and
sure.
your student. But the thing that's nice about it is that once your student's on this platform, you don't have to worry about the outside coming in because it's already been
It's
filtered.
not like YouTube
It's
where
just-
you've got stuff popping up or
Right.
something like
There's
that.
printables, there's readers that go along with this, isn't
Oh,
it? It's so
nice. It's
colorful.
so pretty.
It's obviously
Yeah.
consumable. I even found the readers can read back to you. So you can just push play and it reads to you, or you can just read
Nice.
straight from the screen.
And not just in English.
Right, you have the Spanish option. So the teacher guide is available in English or Spanish.
Okay.
And that is a really neat feature,
feature.
for somebody who's either maybe wants to practice Spanish or they're Spanish speaking learning English and need a little bit of help that way. So
Sure.
that's
Okay.
probably the biggest thing that goes with it. If
Yeah.
you're like, I don't want computers, then this is not the
Not the
program really
program
for
for
you.
you.
Because
Yeah.
you might be able to get something with
you
it
might feel
standalone,
overwhelmed.
but all of the online goes with the
Yep.
book. It really does. It enhances the program. It makes it what it is.
But you
Right.
could
So-
streamline. Like, let's
Yeah.
say you have no choice but to have, a laptop or a tablet with the teacher guide up, especially in the lower grades. An older kid might be working more independently.
Yeah.
Right.
But you could just have that teacher e-book on your screen with the answers and the guidance in the margins.
Yeah.
And this, your child in this, and do your lesson that way. You don't have to do all the extra things. And I wanted to say too, the videos that are on there aren't teaching the lesson.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
That is
like,
true.
Yeah.
if there's
Supplemental.
a
Right.
topic on elephants, there'll be a
Bonus fun stuff.
bonus
Yeah.
elephant video.
Yeah, this is true.
Which kids love
And
that
then
stuff, so it's
They
nice
do.
to have.
Yeah, and then I saw there was videos for labs, so you could watch a lab
Oh,
being
that's
done.
nice.
So
And then
that's
do
neat.
it or
you can
not
do it.
do it.
Hopefully do it.
You can
Hopefully
at least
do it.
at least watch it.
Yeah.
And there was something else I was going to point out that it was because it's next gen, which means it's state standards, so that's important for
Yeah.
some
The
some
next
states.
generation science standards.
Right.
So the next gen standards basically mean that the states have adopted.
Agreed.
They've agreed that this
By
will
grade level.
pass in their
Right,
state.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did also like that there was a video for the parent kind of introducing the program, how to use it. So that's helpful.
There's so many
For me as a
resources
visual
on there.
learner, I was watching
Yeah,
it and
yeah.
saying, oh, okay, I
It's a
get
nice
it now.
feature.
Yeah.
I like that too.
So let's say, now this goes through
Eighth
Eighth
This
grade?
one goes through 8th grade, and then they have, Savas also has a biology and a
Chemistry, I
chemistry.
think.
that are in
Yeah.
a different category from Elevate, but it's the same
similar.
platform. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So you
that's good
could
to know.
manage all these kids
I
from that
love
platform.
the
And it's
just seeing the
affordable,
differences
too.
between
got
even
a lot
these
of
that we
variety
highlighted.
here.
It's going to appeal to such a different crowd.
Right.
And
Yeah.
maybe the same family at different stages of life. You know, you go
Yeah.
through stages where you try different things and you go, hey, we love this approach. It works well for us.
Oh,
Well, and on the Elevate, there's a cool thing on the teacher access where it'll there's so many resources on there.
I know.
Yeah.
Games. I forgot
So
to
many
mention
resources.
games.
Yeah,
Games and
nice.
little interactive things, worksheets. So you've got an e-version of the teacher guide, and you've got an e-version of the student
book.
textbook
Yeah.
Yeah.
on that access. So if you
Right.
didn't want to do anything on paper, I suppose you could, but you can go independent. So you can assign the kids worksheets.
Yeah.
You can make your own test. You can pick questions from this list
Oh,
of
that's
questions and make
nice.
an assessment.
Yeah.
You can really customize it, and that's going to
Yeah.
be the more techie parent.
Now, can the student get on and read the text on the computer and then click on the links? I know you mentioned there were some links
Yes.
on the student text that will take them
Yes.
to those videos.
And it can read to them too.
And it can read to them, which is great for kids that are struggling with
Auditory.
Yeah.
dyslexia or have any type of reading issue.
Even the
Yeah.
pronunciation of sciencey words
yeah,
can be a
yeah,
challenge.
that's a nice
Yeah.
bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
elevate.
a nice secular option for
Wow,
sure.
that's 4. You got
Yep.
it in you for
All
2
right.
more?
Okay, let's
All
do
right,
it.
Sarah's turn.
What you got?
I got rocks.
Oh, I love them.
I got
Let's
rocks.
see.
This is Pandia Press is the publisher.
Uh-huh.
This is called R.E.A.L Science Odyssey.
Okay.
R-E.A.L is an acronym. I don't know what it's for. I don't know
Not
what
to be
R.E.A.L.
confused with real science.
Real science
with-
for kids.
Yeah.
Yes. That can get
It's
confusing.
getting really confusing sometimes.
I mean, there's only so many titles with science, I guess.
Yeah. I love this. What does this go with?
Well, that goes with a couple of them.
This is fun.
So-
Real Science Rock and Mineral Kit.
This is not particularly classical,
Okay.
but there is a level 1 and a level 2. So level 1 is about grades 1 through 5 and 6.
Okay.
And there's astronomy, biology, earth and environment, chemistry, and physics. So 5
fun
levels
topics.
1s, which is what I brought here. Now,
For the younger
those
kids.
can go
Okay.
aside for the moment.
Okay.
And then in level 2, which is grades 6 through 10, so going into high school a little bit, astronomy, biology, and then earth environment. So
Okay.
the
Okay.
rocks go with the earth environment. But these are single book. In level 1, it's a single book. Now,
That's
this is a
nice.
new one. It's a big
No
longer
separate
book.
teacher and student book
so
all
it's
in
all
one?
together.
You are learning out of this book. I don't even want to say you're teaching out of this book. This is a learning tool.
Okay.
It does have some student pages in here. Now, if let's say you wanted to keep that nice and clean, you can buy just the consumable student
parts.
pages. If you have 2
Keep
kids,
that for your next kiddo.
just hang on to it. Or maybe you're a reseller and you don't want to muck it up, right? So I was going through this. This is the newest level, this biology level 1, and there's some cool stuff. Now, book suggestions, no. Some
You
of them
got
had.
that book marked
Yeah.
up, girl.
It's new.
Yeah, look at
She
all
likes
these
her
notes.
I think I
tabs.
My
used
goodness.
a whole thing of Post-its here. Go nice and open for me. A note about optional microscope lab. So if you, this is elementary, right? So if you want your elementary kids, you already have a microscope, there's some guidance there.
But you don't have to do it.
It's not essential. They do this cool thing. So this is all front matter in the book world. Front matter tells you, like, how does this work?
Okay.
What's the big idea? And then what's the small stuff? So it's a little bit of a general thing and a dig deeper consensus. Lab supply list, very convenient. Now there
Very
are lab
nice.
kits for these guys.
Okay.
Super
Good to know.
awesome.
That's so helpful.
Such a time saver.
You're not running around like crazy gathering all the supplies.
Right? And I always think if you have the stuff on hand, you're more likely to do the
'em.
labs.
Yes. I mean, we say that as
half
moms,
the
don't we?
battle,
All of
isn't
us
it?
did that. We said
Oh,
we were
I
going to
don't
do them, and
have
then we were like,
chalk.
we got to go to the store and get that. I forgot.
And what do we say? We'll do the next
do it
one.
next time.
Maybe you will. All right, lab kits. I made a note here. It's the hard to find stuff. Thermometers, sandpaper, fishing line,
Yeah.
a scale, skewers. The rest is going to be sourcing from kitchen, bathroom, garage.
Okay.
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 Good to know.
Nice.
Schedule here. They have a suggested weekly schedule, 36 weeks, 45 to 60 minutes a week. That's a week.
Very doable. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, no, I said that wrong. It's 45 to 60 minutes, 2 times
Twice
a
a
week.
week.
Two
Okay.
times a week, okay? And then we get into the lessons. And what you're going to find is this is so hands-on.
So cute.
Now, this option is not neutral, meaning we've got a whole section on evolution, but it's also just going to be throughout the biology, but they're going to spell it out for you there. There's some really useful appendices in the back.
I've seen some fun projects
And
as you're
glossary.
flipping through there.
Oh my goodness.
They
Go ahead and
look so
do a
fun.
general flip for them
Yeah.
here, because this is one that I think appeals to a lot of parents. Now, in the science-y parent world, I want to say science-y mom, but I just talked to a dad for an hour yesterday, so I don't want to leave anybody out.
Right.
But this is a science-y parent. But
Yeah.
it's also very friendly for a parent who might not feel like they're sciencey but has very sciencey kids. It's going to translate for you. All those things that you might not feel like you can do, now you can.
Yeah. Nice.
Real Science Odyssey.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to like the very streamlined one book approach instead of having a teacher guide, a student guide, another. I mean, that
Feels
can-
manageable.
so manageable. Where's our book? Where's our science book? And then
Yeah.
you can just move out from there and read extra books and do crafts and all the fun stuff.
So this is biology at level 1, and it'll be offered again at level 2 for the next
Yes.
grade levels.
Yeah.
Grade 6 through 10.
So it's
And
a
when-
good combining.
Yeah, when you get to level 2, it's more independent. You've got a separate student book and a teacher guide.
Okay.
And a couple things highlighting in this one. It's got a story-like format. Now, not the level of the Sassafras twins. That's
Not
really
a
unique.
novel type format.
Lots of activities, background information, clear instructions. Most of them have reading lists. That's why I put a note. This one does not have the reading list.
Okay.
For whatever reason. Who
But
knows?
most of the topics do.
The other elementary topics do have reading lists.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty fun to pick from. I got one more.
Okay.
One more.
This is the last one.
I like that
Sarah?
one. That's nice.
Well, this one is brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new. Just got it.
I might
Just
need
like,
some room.
like a snap of a
Okay.
finger, it's going to appear maybe.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
Oh,
let's see
goodness.
here. Okay.
Here we go.
This is primary science. Go ahead and show a little
Well,
bit
it
here.
looks to me like primary
Is
Okay.
this
math,
like
kinda.
the same publisher as Primary Math,
This
Sarah?
is Marshall Cavendish, who does the primary math
Looks an
2022.
awful lot like
It
it.
really does.
And when I say we just got this, I mean yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday in the warehouse, which means
We're still
we've got
learning it.
we've got some surface level information, but let me give you a few things. So secular, possibly neutral. We'll get that dialed in. We need to dig a little more and see if they go into evolution. That would be a pivot from neutral to secular. So the math is mastery. So this may also be mastery. We'll be looking for that. You know, pretty typical to say high parent involvement, like in grades K to 3, medium parent involvement in the 4 to 6. So this is kindergarten to 6th grade. Isn't it pretty though?
So
Yeah.
colorful.
These are work texts.
I'm looking
Semester
at
1,
kindergarten here.
semester 2.
So we have a
and B,
1A and a 1B, just like
which
the
is
math.
grade 1. 2A is grade 2.
Okay.
It's really
Okay.
clear that way. This one definitely aligns to next gen science standards. So yet another option if that's something your state requires or
Yep.
something you're passionate
Right.
about doing. There's 2 parts, right? Like where's the teacher stuff?
Yeah.
There is the teacher stuff.
It's online. I wish I could show
All
that
of
stuff
it?
to you.
There's not any teacher
Wait.
books besides?
There's no printed teacher books.
I think we can make it appear.
Can we make it happen?
Yeah. Like the click of a finger.
I knew we could do it. I knew we could do it. Okay. So,
Do you know how to find
I'm
it
sure
on
that
here?
was smooth as butter.
I've
This
been
is
playing.
EduHub. This is EduHub? Is that what
Right.
Okay.
So this is Marshall Cavendish EduHub, EduHub.
Yeah.
And
Show us
so
how it
parents are
works.
going to be able to see this, but I want to show you a couple things. So, real quick, Amber,
Okay.
show me in the 4A. There's a little bit of information in the front. How to use this book. And then here, I want you to show me the same page and I'll show you it in.
Okay.
So let's go here. All right. So my little page is going to look different from yours because I've got a sample of everything.
Nice.
So I want to go to work text 4B. Here it is. Okay, here it is. Click on that. And it's going to be exactly like what Nancy's got over here.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so this is the same thing that the student is going to see.
Yeah.
Let me back up a couple pages here, I think. Page 4. Are you seeing the plants and animals? Plant and animal adaptation.
Okay.
So it's the exact same
Nancy's
thing.
book.
But look what I can do. See this little icon down here?
Okay.
I can click on Chapter 2 Unit Opener. Let's see what's there.
Is it
So
a
this is
video?
something your student can pop on and I would say, you know, you're going to do this with your student in the younger ages, but I mean, you don't have to come up with anything. It's all right
look at
there.
that.
It's really nice. Kids are so visual these days and auditory, and they love
And it's
videos.
super short. This was 1minute 25 seconds
That
on
is so
turtles and
cute.
things.
Yeah.
Aw.
That
All right.
turtle.
Sorry, Mr. Turtle.
Oh, look at that
I know.
owl.
I'm scooting along.
How fun.
X out of
Kids are
that.
gonna really love that.
And we're back to our book. Okay. So we're gonna, here's another one we can click on and explore. With the Venus flytrap. Oh, I was always fascinated by those as a kid.
No.
I never saw one in real life. They were just on TV like, some of these explore pages. So it's gonna have this methodology that's explained in the front of those books where
Okay.
that's where you're gonna see that reverb from the math. But it's just really easy to follow, you guys. It's not overly complicated. You know, the math is a method you kind of have to learn and get the hang of. I feel
Yeah.
like anybody could walk into this science
And start doing it.
and not be
And pick up at any grade level.
and not
probably.
feel like you have to back up and cover things. But you've got a lot of consumable pages in here that kids are going to complete. Now, if I click on this, like it's not going to let me complete it on the computer. So
Right.
there's things they're going to have to do in that.
So they can't do their assignments on the computer.
Nope, this is just kind of a poke around. It's not like the Elevate.
Can
this
they
is a
print this
poke
off,
around.
you think? Is that allowed?
I don't think so. But like I say, this is brand new, so we
Okay.
can dig around
We'll
and
find
find
out
out.
more. It'll be fun to explore it.
Yeah, there's some little doohickeys down here. This is showing more pages
Oh,
if you
wow.
want to kind of
Yeah.
It's nice
skip
to have
around.
the option of it being on the computer for those that like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So
For sure.
that's the student book. I want to show you the teacher book.
Okay.
Bloop. So smooth on this interweb. All right, we're going to, let's see, TE. All right, that's the teacher edition. Let's go to the 4A teacher edition.
Okay.
So you'll have a 4A and a 4B.
Okay.
And this is going to be so much easier to find on yours because you're just going to have
Just one grade.
student
Okay.
work
Right.
text, AB,
Right.
teacher edition, AB. Piece of cake.
Whereas we've got a little of, we've got all the grades on here.
I got a lot of Marshall
Yeah.
Cavendishy things to kind of sort through here. So the
Now, how do you
teacher
get
book,
the online part? Is that going to be emailed to them when they buy?
it's going to be emailed to them, and those usually are within 24 hours.
Comes pretty quick.
Where Savvis,
business-
you
yeah.
get the card, so your
Savvis
comes with it.
So the difference is on that, Savvis, you can activate whenever you want.
So if you don't want to use it for a month after you buy it, you
Yes.
can wait.
If you want to buy this in July and start it in September,
Yeah.
piece of cake.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, don't buy it until you're ready to use it.
Oh, really?
Typically, the online access is 12 months, so that's a valuable thing.
Okay.
So what I wanted to show you guys here on the teacher page, and keep in mind, I poked around on this for the first time yesterday.
yeah.
Lower your expectations and the expertise here. See these little document PDFs?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is going to be
Each of those
and
will
it
open
said
up?
lesson plan. Yeah. What you're finding.
There's lots of extra resources that are linked on these pages.
Yeah, that's nice.
Is that the lesson plan? It was down below when I saw it the other day. Here we go. Thank
All
you.
right.
This is what I was trying to find. See all
Okay.
this cool information down at the
yeah.
bottom?
And how it state lines up.
This is basically a lesson plan.
Yeah.
So it's not a syllabus of what to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a calendar.
Right.
But this is when you're learning this lesson, this is stuff you can pull up. Now this is good. These are alignment to your next gen standards if that's something valuable. So as a homeschooler, maybe you care, maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's still some interesting stuff here that gives you a little bit of things to point out, connections to make,
Yeah.
conservation of energy, energy transfer. This is grade 4. Key terms, that's always good for vocabulary.
Sure. Yeah.
Resources and materials. That's obviously very classroomy.
Yeah.
You're never going to need 40 textbooks to teach a
Right.
homeschool lesson. I'm pretty sure.
So you might need to adapt some things for
Yeah.
Yeah,
your
but,
home
you know, there's
environment.
just some cool information down there, depending on how much guidance you need, and then you've got access to all the videos on this as well. So you could pull this up, the teacher edition, while you're sitting with your kids. But then if you want your kids to work kind of independently, they can go poke around the
Yeah.
student work
Right.
text.
So it's somewhat flexible. You could use it in different ways.
Yeah.
And there's probably a lot more in here to dig around
sure.
that we
It
haven't
looked like there were some
played with yet.
engineering concepts that they're tying this to too, which is nice.
This whole program has very much a STEM focus
Yeah.
and next gen focus. So it's going to be super aligned, and yet it doesn't come off as a very intense.
No,
Science.
I don't think so. I mean, it does not look intense.
The reading is not overwhelming.
very approachable.
The language is manageable.
And the pictures are
Lots of color
Great.
photos. Yeah. And this is K to grade 6, and we'll
K to
have more
6.
information.
Nice.
Yeah, so when you're purchasing a set, you're getting the 2 workbooks plus the online access, which we
Okay.
expect
Nice.
to be for a year.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's
That was a
helpful.
lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. Thank you, Sarah.
so many
I'm
things.
excited to dig into that one more and find out more
Yeah.
about it.
Well, on our website, if you are on the rainbowresource.com website and you go type in resources or scroll down and click on the resource button, you can just go straight to our science comparison chart,
can,
which can
yeah.
just show you at a glance, is it Christian, is it neutral, is it
Yes,
secular?
that's so helpful.
And then you can kind of narrow down, okay, which ones do I want to look at? And
Yeah.
if you come across questions, give us a call, because that's what we can help with. And then there's that video that Deanne did, Science Unsnarled.
Yes.
That'd be a good one to watch.
Be great.
So.
You can do a deep dive on picking
Yeah.
out science curriculum.
And then you can leave us some comments on what you would like
Let
to
us
see.
know what you wanna see next.
Because that was sure helpful.
I
So
love that.
hopefully this answered some questions and gave some options.
Did we give them too many options?
We might have.
Is there
we
such
might
a
have
thing?
overwhelmed them.
I feel like I need to go to lunch now.
They can watch a segment at a time. How's
Yeah.
that? Break it up, fold some laundry,
That's
make
2
some
loads
lunch.
of laundry work, I think.
We'll see you next time.
Take care.